I made this video just to show you what it's like to have a full wave rectifier. So what I've done was that I have added in as my input a AC supply. So what I did was that I changed it. Originally when it comes, it was 120 volts RMS, root mean square. Doesn't matter what that means. Changed it to 50 hertz. The value itself doesn't really matter. And this is how you would construct a full wave rectifier on multi-sim. Okay, so this is my output. So what I've done is that I've created um, the output V out across a 1 kilo ohm resistor. Yeah, and then don't forget to ground it. If you don't ground it, this simulation will not work properly. Okay, so let me, before I forget, for those of you who don't know where to get all these things, quick revision. So what I always do is that I always go to place and I always go place components, right? So whatever that I want, for example, I want diodes, right? So this is the diode that I chose. Just any simple diode will do. If I want AC source, I go to source and go to power source, and I can choose the AC power here. Okay, one last thing. So to put a oscilloscope, this is where you find the oscilloscope. There's a function gen, this is a watt meter, this is the oscilloscope. All right, so I click this and I can place an oscilloscope wherever I need it. Okay, so now I've already got my oscilloscope here. So channel A goes to my input. So this is measuring the AC signal. And channel B goes to my output V out across my load. In this case, it's just a 1 kilo ohm resistor. All right. So why I've chosen this color for my wires, so yellow for my output and red for my input, so that when I open my oscilloscope and I press play, yeah, so what you'll see is the yellow wire is my output and my red is my input. Okay, so this is what's happening. So the red is my input. You'll see that the red is going negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Yeah, but the output yellow is only going in a positive direction. So if this is a bit too hard to see, what I can do is I can reverse it and I can have a white background, and you'll see very nicely that all the red, which is positive, negative, positive, negative, has been converted at the output to a positive. If you want the simulation to trigger, you just need to come here under trigger, and then I'm going to choose it to be the rising edge, and I'm going to choose a single trigger. And yeah, something seems not to be working. It should trigger hopefully soon. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it has triggered and it's captured this waveform for me, and we can study it now. By now, you should know why the output, the yellow, is slightly lower than the input. Okay, tip is because of the diode. So every time the current passes through a diode, it has to lose some sort of energy voltage um, to compensate for the knee voltage. Yeah. Okay, so this is uh, a full wave rectifier. Now, what I can do is that I can add a capacitor across my output. And what this does, so let me add the capacitor here. Oops, let me add the capacitor here and over here. Okay, so by adding a capacitor across my load, take a minute, think, what do you think I'm going to do to my uh, output? Okay, so it was like this, okay, without the capacitor. So when I press play, what do you think the capacitor will do to the output. So let's check it out. Let's press play. And you'll see that with the capacitor, my output has kind of smoothened out to a very nice DC output here. Okay, so with this, what I am able to do is that I can change from a AC. This red one is my input AC, and with a full wave rectifier plus a cap across my load voltage, I can smoothen out the wave to a kind of a semblance of a DC signal. Okay, so hopefully this simulation will help you in your understanding, and yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Okay, so let's stop the simulation and I'll stop the video here. See you guys.